Hi, everybody. Good morning. If you're live with us, do say hi. Okay, we're just trying to set up the...
Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining us today. You can share the link with your friends. Let them know that we are having a Kopitalk this morning. Some of your friends could be at the office having their tea break time. So they can listen in for a short while so that we can, they can learn a little some tips about understanding your children's learning style and what are some of the tips that we are going to share with you that you can work with our children to help them.
Yeah, so today's the last day of March. Hope that everybody had a good term 1 and a good start to term 2. Yeah, maybe you want to share with us some of the things that your child is busy with in term 2.
Should I go to the other?
Anything that your child is busy with in this term 2? Like my child is actually busy with his tournaments, the inter-school games. Is your child also in sports like mine? I know that some students, they are also busy with the, I think the upcoming Maths Olympia, the Science Olympia competitions. There's quite a few competitions coming up. Hello, Mario. Good morning. Hi. Can say preparing for SA1. Yes. SA1 is in about 4 weeks time. Usually we start with the language components, the oral, and then the paper one. Any other things? Hello, Eileen. Hi, good morning. Any other things that your child is busy with? Is there any like SYF, like the performing arts? Are they also busy preparing for SYF? Anyone child in that CCA related CCAs? No? Okay. Okay, so this morning we are going to talk about different learning styles and how you can help your child to score better. Okay, so in our everyday, we will talk about children, right, to parents about how their child is learning and what they can do to help your child to learn. Actually, I just last week I was in this course for I was learning I was learning this course, and most of my friends, my fellow classmates, they are not teachers. So one of them asked me a very interesting question. She said, do you find our Singapore parents very kiasu? Okay. So I'm sure that a lot of you will hear this, they always say that Singapore parents are very kiasu. Actually, I don't find Singaporean parents kiasu, to be honest. Not that they want to win, all right? But I find Singaporean parents very, very scared for their child, very afraid for their child. And most importantly, I find that Singaporean parents are very afraid that they are not doing a good job. So out of this fear, all right, a lot of them want to do their best, but as we all know, as parents, parenting is an awfully hard job. So to do your best in this job is a constant journey, also to discover yourself, discovering your child. So for me, I find that it's very useful to know my child's learning style before I make any parenting decision. Yeah. So what do you think? A lot of them agree. Yay. Okay. Agree with me. China is worse. Hey, not necessary, they are also changing. We actually have students from China now because of Zoom. The parents there are also changing. Actually, if you ask me, the so-called the kiasu, parents now, a lot of them are actually from the Southeast Asian countries. Yeah, right.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
having more and more students from overseas joining us as well. Students from China, students from Thailand. They actually do find interest in, wanting to know about our Singapore education and be part of it to help them excel in their international school syllabus. Yeah, in fact, they want their children to be enriched in our program, even though they know it's not examinable in their school.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we will start, and I think it's like we said, it's very important to know. So again, it's a Kopitalk, okay, coffee talk. So free flow, please. Tell
Ask
us
us
your
anything.
view, ask us anything. Also, we want to learn from you. Seriously, we want to learn from you. So please do this, okay, both ways, Okay. So Faith, okay. Maybe I
Okay, I'll
introduce myself.
introduce.
Oh, okay. Okay, you go ahead.
Okay. So I'm Faith here at the center. The students, everyone call me Teacher Faith. And I was an ex-school teacher for 15 years before I leave the service to join join Jolene to start this BlueTree. In fact, tomorrow, 1st of April, is actually the anniversary date. That's the day I tender my resignation on 1st of April.
Oh, okay.
April Fool's joke, but it's not a joke. Yeah, it turned out really well working with you. And so yes. So I spent 15 years with MOE. I did mainstream teaching for 3 years. And after which I got to join the GEP math. That's when I start to specialize in that subject. So yeah, some children were pretty shocked to know that I was actually a science specialist in primary school too. After which, when I get to specialize mathematics, and that's like all the way until now, it's been like 20 years already. So I was also the math marker. So when we are specializing in math, we get to mark our specialized subject. So that makes us even better exam setters, as well as markers, and understanding what is behind the scene and how to actually people score and what are some of the crucial and important steps. So that are some of the tricks that we share with the students in class as well. And I was also the teacher counselor for our pupils. And today, Joe and I we are counselor to every parents as well.
Okay. So unlike Faith, I didn't go anywhere. Okay, I was deployed to Rosyth, and I stayed there for the next 10 years. And I specialize in science. So like Faith as well, I didn't start out specializing in one subject. So for some parents who already know, primary school teachers are known as general teachers. So we are actually expected to teach all 3 subjects: English, math, science. So actually just yesterday, I was sharing with my class that I was actually deployed as an oral tester. Then it was so shocked. I said, yeah.
Yes, I've been through too.
Yeah, oral examiners need not to be English teachers, okay? It's English medium teachers. So some of the oral testers could be a PE specialist as well, or a music specialist. They need not be teaching the subject. So when the children know that I think it's a pleasant surprise, because I told them, yeah, so actually all of them want you to score full marks, and as much as they can, they were trying to make sure you score the highest possible. So I think that was reassuring for them. Okay, let me start the thing by telling you about the AL system. So if you have not known about the AL system, you must know, right? There's no more ABC, all right? No more the old syllabus. Now it's totally changed. And this year is the first year that we are doing the AL system. If your child is in primary 3, primary 4, all right? In fact, primary 1, primary 2, from primary 1 onwards, right? You may, primary 1, primary 2, because there's no weighted assessment, but some schools do use the achievement band for non-weighted to just let you know where the child is. Okay, so you can see that there are only 4 achievement bands for the primary 3 and 4s, and 85 and above is band 1. Okay, so it's considered as very good in the subject. Now look at primary 5, primary 6 when we go to the AL system. Okay, Where is your 85?
Yeah, so if you're not
AL2.
careful, it will be 84.
Yeah.
Right, then you will drop.
Correct. So if you have a middle primary child, actually we will advise you that it's best to maintain your child's grades at 90 and above. Okay, because typically there will be a drop, right, when the child goes to primary 5, because the content gets heavier, the exam format changes as well, the questions actually gets more difficult, so the marks will definitely drop. Actually, very few, we have heard very few. I think I can count with my 10 fingers, very few that will so-called go against the trend to score higher, right? Okay. So it's good to maintain at least 90 and above. And why? Is because actually 90 is the real AL1 in primary 5, primary 6. So some children, when they score 85, 86 in primary 4, they will think that, oh, I'm very good in my subject, right? So when they go to primary 5, primary 6, their 85, 86 is actually AL2, not the best. So that may impact their confidence, right? So you, as parents, need to know that alignment of the grades and the scores.
Yeah, but bearing in mind, to stay 85 at P4 and staying 85 at P5 need tremendous effort to maintain that same score. So if everything stays the same, like what they call ceteris paribus, right? So yeah, then you will see that your child actually 85 at P4, then could be 70 or 75 at P5. Same effort, nothing extra, that had happened. Okay, so you need to adjust your expectations and know this banding really well. Because I spoke to some parents over the week, their elder children, the older children are like in Sec 1, Sec 2. They actually went through the old PSLE system and they are not aware that things have changed. So quite risky. They suddenly go like, huh, there's no more A star. I said, no more A star. You have to ditch that out already.
Yeah, so be aware of the change is a good thing. Okay, so here, so the changes also means that now there's no more peer comparison, there's no more bell curve. So it's on in absolute terms, which means that your child's strength in one subject cannot be used to balance the weakness of another subject. This is very important because now it's an absolute score, right? So in the past, it's like they will take the average of the 4 subjects. So that's what I meant by the strength can use to balance the weakness of another subject. But now it is like what it is what it is, right? If you score 65, you get AL5. If you score 84, you score AL3. So it is absolute, right? The scores will be made out of a sum. So the best score is 4. So the lower the better. Is like O-level system. And 32 is the maximum possible. And there are still 3 streams, but MOE will tell us that there are 3 streams, but actually parents, you have to know that there are actually 7 different pathways, 7. So the first one is the IP program. Okay, IP, which your child will spend 6 years in the same school. Your child doesn't take O-levels. IB, all right, it's the same, 6 years in the program. Your child doesn't take O-levels, but the difference between IP and IB is IP takes A-levels, IB is a diploma. All right, and then after that you have your express, your normal, technical, and there is this Spectra and CREST, which does their specialized school, specialized school. In order to go to these schools, right, you actually have to technically fail PSLE. You cannot, that means you don't qualify for normal tech. Then you go to Spectra and CREST. And then the last one is schools like Northlight, whereby they do very technical skills training. All right. So parents, there are actually 7 different pathways. So with the new system, right, there is no more fail. Okay, there's no such thing as fail PSLE, because now everyone will pass and go on to the next level in their education, but it's just which pathway.
There's a stream for everybody. There's a stream suitable for every child.
Correct. Okay.
Yes. Why I laughed just now, right, about the 6. I'm not too sure if you all saw Miss Maher, the IP program, 6 years. because one of my students told me that she's in RGS. So when she was in year 5, the father asked, hey, so what was your O-level result last year? It's like, Dad, I don't take O-levels. So it suddenly dawned upon the father that, so you only have PSLE cert?
Okay lah, okay, they do take O-level lah. They take O-level for Chinese.
Yes.
For mother tongue. So for those in IB, they will take the mother tongue O-level at Set 3. Yeah. That's a good one. Okay, so first, the different learning styles, okay? I'm sure that you all have heard. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you press the next one. You press the next one.
Okay, I press the next one.
Yes, I did this on purpose to ask our audience here, which one you prefer to read? The charts 1 or charts 2? That will make you understand what I'm trying to show you. Are you a visual learner, right? Or are you someone who learns better by reading, writing? Or you prefer me to read it out loud to you? That will make you auditory.
Or you prefer me to do it by action? That's a kinesthetic learner.
So Joe, are you 1 or 2?
Me,
Are you number 1 or number 2?
I think I was a very kinesthetic child, but I think I'm also auditory. Yeah, yeah. So
I'm definitely number 2.
Okay.
Yes, number 1 makes me skip reading everything, read the whole thing, and I won't even like look at it for a second time. But number 2 captured my attention, and I would like to read the little words that are in short, what do you call it? Short pointers that's around the picture.
Hey, we got a lot of parents choose 2 a lot of people choose 2. So are you 1 or 2 parents? I got 1 3. Hey Maggie, where got 3? 1 and 2, Maggie. How you
no, do you prefer to look at the words? Or I think her 3 refers to kinesthetic.
Yeah. So
okay, how about your child? How about your child?
How about your child? Correct. How about your child? Which one do you think your child is? That's a good one. Which one do you think your child is? The number 1 or the number 2?
Well, in fact, if you have 3 children, you'll probably be, you probably have both, a mix of both.
Yeah. Okay. Some parents say that they are, seems that a lot of children are 2. Okay.
Oh, now I know why I don't like to watch movies.
Why?
Maybe because there's a lot of sound, the auditory part. It doesn't attract my
attention. Yeah.
I told you I will enter a cinema, I'll watch the first part and the last part. I don't know what happened in the middle.
It makes it okay, yeah. So I mean, to know this is very, very important because, like I said, we really believe that to know your child well is a first step to helping your child. Yeah. Okay. So if your child is a visual learner, all right, this type of learner, right, definitely has to see information in order to learn. Okay, auditory is to hear. Tactile will be hands-on. Okay. Interestingly, for MOE in our mainstream schools, actually our children, right, they all go through the same system, the same learning environment. So which one do you think is that learning environment that your child is being put through every day? Do you know which one do you think that your child is being put through in the MOE school every day?
Let's use it as V, A, and T. Okay, so it's easier for you to type.
V, A, and T, yeah. Easier for you to type. Okay.
I'll try to read the comments.
I read some.
Or maybe there's a lag.
Okay, there is in MOE schools, right? It will be mostly V and A. In fact, there will be a lot of A because it is still very much teacher instruction, yes, instructional. So if your child is an A learner, right, congrats, you got a winner. Because your child is totally, the learning environment totally fits your child's learning style. So the A learners are usually the ones that learn very well, they'll be very focused, they're able to be motivated, they understand what the teacher is talking about, okay? The tactile learners, the T learners, all right, the hands-on, they would be the group that would be not able to learn as well, okay?
They only learn very well in PE. So they are very good at their sports or music, art.
Yeah.
Yes. Then when science experiment, they will suddenly become super attentive. But then again, they might be too excited. Then they start to break beakers and make a mess in the lab. It is possible because they're really very excited to do that hands-on part. And because they are very good at doing this hands-on part, but they're not very good at their auditory part. So that is why they are not able to follow certain instructions well. Then they make a mess, whether it's in the home economics room or in the science laboratory. Because I'm naming all these things because I do have this flashback moments of friends who, fumble in these places. Visual learners, I think as teachers, Joe and I are very, very aware of visual learners. So we spend a lot of time actually putting what we say onto the whiteboard. And that's how we actually share with our teachers, our team here, that not just do we say what we are trying, the content that we are delivering, but also make sure that it is also written on the board for auditory, visual learners who just need to see and listen and then put it into memory.
I want to put this also to tell parents that your child, right, will exhibit all three at different periods of their learning stages, but definitely one is the dominant one.
Yes.
There's one dominant one, all right? So you have to find out that dominant one. Okay, so I have friends who are younger than me, okay, and they have babies now, and they always like, because I'm a firm believer in this, so they always ask me, hey, what kind of learner do you think my child is? So parents, do you all know that actually as young as 4 months, you already can tell whether your baby is a V or A or T learner. Do you all know that? So babies who react very well, to you calling them, like you call them baby, and they will turn straight to the source of the sound. They are likely to be very A learners. Some babies, they like to see things and they're always quietly observing, and you give them any bright stuff, their eyes just follow straight. Okay, so to do this, actually, there's a few ways of finding out. And when you find out, right, the sooner you find out, all right, like I said again, the sooner you know your child's learning style, the faster you will be able to put your child to absorbing, the information faster. And that, of course, helps a lot later on in scoring well in grades. So tactile learner would be what we call the sensory babies. Yeah, so I remember like my second one, she's definitely tactile. She likes to touch and anything. So there was one, she even ate snails. Okay, so things like that, observations like this will actually tell you what kind of learner your child is.
I'll share an example of what I did for my elder son, because he has a mild high functioning ASD, which is high functioning autism. So he is more a visual learner, and a typical situation is when you keep calling him, like go and put your clear the plates or clear the books. You can brush your teeth. You can say it 10 times and he still won't do it. So, however, they are more visual learners. So what I did was I had a poster of the events and things you need to do when you get home. So there is a home routine poster, and there is a bedtime poster, and there is a morning poster. So after it's being input into visual, like the 5 steps you need to follow, it was a lot easier for him to follow what goes next. And that way I'm talking about 2-year-old kid onwards who need some visual reminders. So it doesn't mean that your child is 11, 12-year-old. Wow, too old for this. It's not true. They need some goal target setting that is written right in front of them and had a post-it pasted right on the wall in front of them, so they get to see it and be reminded. And maybe other things like switch off the light, off the stove, things like that. They are probably, they need more, things to remind them.
So one parent asked, how to find out what learning style your child is. A quick way, right, is to give instructions in 3 different ways. So I write on Faith's example. So now let's say you want your child to clear the plates, okay? So you will tell your child, right, clear the plates, you tell it firmly. So that's, if your child reacts, then that's A learner, auditory, right? Visual will be, you show your child, that means you clear the plates, you clear, and you say, follow me, clear the plates. So that's visual, because you are engaging the eyes on the plates. For tactile, right, it will be, tell your child, hold your child's hand and go to the plates, clear it, and see. So you see which one your child responds the fastest. Okay, so that's also one reason why some children, right, you keep telling them, you keep nagging at them, right, they don't move.
Yeah, they couldn't connect.
Yeah, they cannot connect. Correct. They cannot connect. They're not the A learners. So some parents will say, I say until my mouth want to drop.
But you're saying it the wrong way. You're saying it the wrong way. You see? How about communication with your husband? Right? When we keep talking about the child, we actually live with our husband more than the child, right? Clear the coffee cup. Hey, put your shoes aside.
Yeah, like adults. Like yesterday, I asked my husband to buy something, and knowing my husband's learning style, I actually provided a picture. Yeah, and because I was having lessons, so I couldn't respond to him. So he ended up panicking, calling me, messaging me thousands of times, I think.
I'm glad I wasn't there.
Yeah, and he still bought the wrong thing.
Okay, so that reminds me of this man I met at the supermarket. I was at Don Don Donkey, and he looked at me, he said, you look like you're going to help me. I said, yes, how can I help you? And he showed me his handphone. My wife sent me this. Where can I find the picture of this? I find this item here. And I look at it, I'm not a great cook, okay? So I'm also learning. I look at it, I kind of like figure out what the item is and where it could be. So I brought him to that place, and I told him, maybe you like to look at the items that's orange and scale down the search. And very quickly, in 3 seconds, we found the item together. Yeah, so sending a picture sometimes may or may not work. It might need to come with some extra information.
Yeah, so obviously husbands are sometimes not the V learners or not the A learners. So the tactile learners, so how to give the tactile?
Walk with him to the supermarket.
To figure out.
Yes, no, walk with him to the supermarket and show him this is where I get
FaceTime works, the tactile learners, FaceTime.
Because it's too big. They have no clue where is the kimchi soup file, where is the the soba noodles shelved. They have no clue at all. So the best is to walk with them.
Yeah, so parents, you see, with the husbands, right, we can do that, right? And probably we'll just, have a good laugh and then it's okay. But for the children, right, if they cannot figure out what kind of learners they are and they're still expect to score, it can be very frustrating. Okay, so try to help your child to find out what's the learning style.
Jo, a parent commented this so well. Yes, exactly. I did with my child. She said, I confirm it by asking the child to memorize a phone number in 3 different ways. Ooh. So she got the child to write down the number, and that is visual. Or you can recite it and he recites it back to you. Another way is to take the phone and press it. The sequence of it. Yes, thank you for sharing that. Thank you.
Very good, very good. Yeah, that's a very good way also. Yes, I agree. Okay, so let's find out. Okay, can you identify yourself? Right, so from the VAT, we can further break down into the smaller groups of learners. All right, so we have, of course, the kinesthetic learner, where you will find that, okay, so basically they are just these 5 traits in every learner group, which is creativity, popularity, patience, energy, and organized. Okay.
Joe, I can find you.
You can find me, very fast, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, straight away, right? It's like,
All energy level that says 10 is you.
that's why I say I'm a kinesthetic, but I learn, over the years to be auditory. Okay, so yeah, so if you're kinesthetic learner, if your child is a kinesthetic learner, right? Actually, note taking is a very useful skill because your hands are always busy, so you are helping yourself, right? That's why I'm a firm believer in note taking because
Okay,
I'm a
so
K learner.
in case you think that teacher Joe is kinesthetic learner, patience level 1, then you're so frightened because your child is under her. Okay, that is not true, okay? Because she is also an auditory musical learner, okay? She plays the piano and she has a very keen sense of hearing. So if you look at that, her patience level is actually 7. So you can average it out. Her patience level is definitely higher than 1.
Okay, so what we're trying to say is you may not be just in one group. You can be in two, but there will be a dominant group. There will be still a dominant group. Yeah. Okay, so the next one, the spatial learner. All right, so spatial learner is where the creativity is 10. Right, they use pictures. This is under visual. This is under the V.
They
Okay,
work best using pictures, images,
correct.
and colors.
Yeah, so girls especially, a lot of them are spatial. I realize they like the colorful pens. They will make effort to even draw pictures. My girl is like that. So when we learn spelling, I actually have to literally wait for her to draw out what that word means to her. But the thing is, once she connects, right, the connection is really deep and permanent. Yeah, so you have to know your child's learning. All right, the next one, linguistic learner.
I think you can find me, right?
Yeah, I can find you. Yeah, definitely. Interpersonal. I think Faith is mathematical and
there's an intrapersonal and an interpersonal.
Yeah, intra and inter. Right. So Faith definitely mathematical, and I think the other one, the above, another
Which one
there.
Which one? Guess. Am I
linguistic?
Linguistic? Oh no, never.
No, I'm just looking. Sorry, I'm just speaking out a lot. So like teacher Faith, right? She's probably spatial, mathematical, right? So Faith is probably spatial and mathematical because for Faith, right, I know that she likes to draw, and and she's very organized. Okay, she's very creative as well. So she will always try to find new ways to teach the children. She will try to think what they need. Yes.
I'm
so
also
you need to
a little intrapersonal learner.
I also think so. That's why I was looking at intrapersonal.
I like to study alone. I cannot have a lot of people around me. If they are around me, can, but don't talk to me. I will talk to you when I need some affirmation, like little discussion. But I cannot have these people keep talking nonstop. Yeah, I'll pack up and
yes, Jessica. Yes, a child can be multi-learner, but again, it is one dominant. It can be, but I don't think there'll be 3. Usually 2, 3 would be on certain occasions. So like I look like I might be interpersonal, but actually I'm not. I'm also not. I'm more intra when I want to learn properly. Yeah, so there'll be one that that confirm guarantee you're not that kind. Okay, like I'm definitely not linguistic. Yeah. So this is a very good way to know your child. Okay, we will post this. We'll post this on the Facebook so that you can do this with your child and at least get your child to know himself or herself, especially when you have a child that's primary 4, and older. I think they will be able to, it will be very useful. Yeah, it's very useful to find out more.
You can just do a Google like learning style checklist, and there will be a lot of
information.
Yes.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. So now, okay, I think I let Faith to present this.
Okay. So how does knowing your learning style helps you academically? It gives you a head start. Okay. It helps you maximize your learning potential. So it allows your child to succeed better in school. So when your child is able to customize the learning techniques, it will help them to score better for tests and exam. Like, you know, your child needs to draw. So you stop scolding your child when the child is actually doodling, like what Joe says. Allow the child to have just a couple more minutes or seconds to just doodle, draw, internalize that learning, and that learning will stay really deep with your child, okay? And allows you to learn your way through your own best strategies. So there are some auditory learners, right? So they can just switch on their handphone and listen to the voice recording, and they can remember what the lecturer said. But it doesn't work this way for me. I need to keep writing, keep drawing pictures, making my maps, and then I can learn better that way, okay? So maybe you need to spend more time to explore with your child and then find the way that will help your child learn better, okay? It will help you to overcome the limitations of poor instructors. So this is the good thing that you know that I experienced it when I went uni. I listened to the lecturers, it just didn't work for me. Okay, so I have to find ways to jot down notes to overcome that poor instruction, that it's not working for me. It helps me to reduce stress and frustration, definitely. So, find out more about your child. This is going to help your child. Expands your existing learning style and studying strategies. You might unknowingly, your child may find that, oh, mom, maybe I like to make note cards. Remember in those days, our studying days, we don't have phones and iPads. We actually write in note cards and then we flip the cards. So the action of flipping the cards is also a little bit kinesthetic. So it keeps the brain a little bit more active rather than just reading static from a textbook. Okay? So other than helping you academically, it will help you to perform better. Next one. Thank you. In your personal experience, you will find that yourself gaining more confidence, improve your self-image, correct? And you can teach yourself how to use your brain best. Sometimes you have not even discovered or know yourself. And in fact, even till today, Joe and myself, we are also discovering about ourselves. And in fact, we are checking in with each other. Joe will tell me, Faith, I think you do like this better. There, really? Let me think through. Then after I self-reflect, I go and discover and say, yeah, like what she said, things change over time. What worked for me 5 years, 10 years ago may not work for me today. And maybe today I have a new style of learning, right? It gives you new insight to your strengths, weaknesses, and habits. It helps you to enjoy the learning process even better. Okay, so mommy, daddies all listening in, it will benefit you. Get to know your child and allow your child to know themselves so that they can discover. But don't be too impatient and don't rush into it, okay? This takes a while. It's not something that you sit your child down for a day and within 3 hours, your child will find out. It probably takes weeks or months and even years, but it's never too late. And
can you see how we also tapping on your learning style, parents? Do you see that we use different colors?
Okay, and I didn't want to use like all blue, so I use different colors to get your attention. Okay, so it shows you how to take advantage of your natural skills. So some already has some innate natural talent in you, and you take advantage of it so that you can gain self-confidence in this whole thing. And then eventually, right, the next slide, it will help you professionally at work. Okay, at work will be not just like waiting for your kids to get into the society to work. You know that in school, they have to do presentation, group projects in secondary school. This is being professional and be good at what you should be good at. So it helps them to be better at managing their friends, their team, okay? Be able to present their work better to their audience. They can improve in their speech and presentation, and helps in improve cooperation between the colleagues. Now, these colleagues, I can put / teammates. I would say that when I was working with my teammates, I think all of them know that number one, I can't read a lot. So they do the readings, they summarize, they pass it to me. I will do the aesthetic part and I can do the presentation part. But to read papers and papers of research documents, I think that will, yeah, take my life away. So we actually split out our workload and according to our strengths and weaknesses. Okay, so it translates learning power into earning power. This will help your child in future. Right?
Okay, we take some questions here.
Yes.
Now, the first question is one parent asked, how do we know that not one size fits all. So how can a child optimize learning effectively in different tuition centers? Okay, it's not just tuition. Now in school, right, subject specialization is quite popular. Yesterday, I just had a parent-teacher conference, and I realized with a shock that my primary 3 child has 4 different subject teachers. Okay, so they are now splitting up. The schools are specializing on the subject. And obviously my child exhibits different traits, right? In front of different teachers, right? So how do you make sure that the teachers know your child's learning style, and how do you make sure that your child's learning style is adapted to the learning environment? Okay, you have to communicate often. All right. I know that some of you will say, oh, but the teacher doesn't want to talk to me, or the teachers, they're so busy. Email, keep it short and professional. Just state as a matter of fact that you notice that your child learns better in this way. Does the teacher has the similar observation? I would say communicate often with the teachers and try to fine tune the communication. One thing that parents you have to know is values are different from character. Values are different from character. So if you're talking about a child who's not behaving, who's not disciplined, it may not be the learning style. It could be a value system. Okay, so you have to be very clear of these two. Very, very, very clear. All right. Now the other one is another parent asked, any advice for children who keep making careless mistakes?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, yeah, teacher Faith has replied, yeah. Have to identify the type of mistakes. You'll be surprised, the child is always actually making the same mistakes. You might be surprised to find out. There's this thing called perfecting your mistakes. You keep making the same one and keep perfecting it until you just can't snap out of it. So to step out of careless mistake, right, is actually quite a painful process for your child and yourself. For any of us to break out of our bad habits, it could be a habit already. It's actually very, very painful. You want your child to break out the habit of making careless mistakes, right? You as a parent have to be very consistent in checking and making sure your child is practicing the right way. So the parent has to be very consistent in doing that. Okay, your child cannot do it by himself or herself, cannot.
So I would like to add on, when it says careless mistake, errors do come in many, many forms. It could be transfer errors, even for math and science, and even English, right? Whatever word that's written there, after they transfer it, either it's misspelled or the number 69 become 96. So it could be a transfer error. It could be a computation error, like you calculate it wrongly. Or it could be a misinterpretation, like because a child always skip read. So you tend to misunderstood the concept of what they're asking for, or understand whether A is more than B or B is more than A. So once you identify your child is more prone to a very specific type of mistake, okay, you will need to highlight that to your child without nagging too much. I type it in a reply there, but I thought it would be better to explain myself. I can't do every type so well in words. What I meant by nagging is that you already know that your nagging and your scolding did not work. So as you are highlighting to your child and say, Teacher Faye says that I must highlight all these mistakes to you. Then as you're highlighting, you're actually nagging nonstop. So your child actually hear 90% of your nagging and has already switched off. So as you are diligently highlighting and presenting the mistake to your child has already switch off and not interested already.
Mm.
So maybe we can take a step back, just talk less, more action, so that the kid can actually spend more time looking at what you're trying to say, and let your child respond to it. Allow your child to speak.
Give time. So a lot of times when we nag, right, it's actually we are venting our frustrations and emotions. Okay, so
We know that.
yeah, so you have to be aware. So I recently had to counsel a child, and I realized that the mother was under a lot of stress herself at work. Okay, so we have to be aware of our own emotion.
Yes.
When you want to make any real changes to your child, be more logical and less emotional. Be more logical and less emotional. All right. I know it's very difficult because it's your child. We do that too, to be honest. But like Faith say, if you can take a step back, all right, you will realize that you will achieve more results. And that slowing down is necessary. Sometimes you need to slow down to go back to the basic in order to speed up. Okay?
Yes.
In any studies, more haste doesn't make results. It doesn't, okay?
Yes.
Yeah, I know that you may be thinking, my child's already primary 6, how, I cannot. You have to, okay? You have to go back to the basic. I have always, some parents, some mothers will tell me, where can I get more practice paper? Where can I get more test papers? Doing more is less, actually, parents. Doing more is less. Have you ever asked your child
Doing
to go
less
back?
is more then.
It's not, okay?
No,
Yes.
doing less is more.
Doing less is more.
Yeah, so we should do less. And you gain more knowledge, deeper knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So have to be aware of that. Okay. So got one more parent who says, how about the child's untidy handwriting? How to guide and improve good penmanship? Okay. So I've got a question to ask. Why is good penmanship so important to you, Mommy?
My next question is, are you being nitpicked? Are you nitpicking?
Yeah. Are you nitpicking? Yeah.
Is it because, not your standard? Maybe you can check in with Joe and myself. If we approve that, then you don't nitpick anymore.
Yeah. Because
send
I can tell
in the group chat.
Yeah, send it in the group chat. Yeah, or send it in to us. Or I will tell you.
Yeah.
Parents, good penmanship is a skill that is very outdated. Okay, I know that some of you were going to disagree with me, but in the world today, right, it really, really, really has very little value because of technology, right? And do you all know that a child who can write very well is also about muscle? It's actually about the fine motor skills. So it could be your child's motor skills, which your child already has missed that period of picking up. Motor skills is maximum from 6 to 8 years old. So if a child didn't master that, right, that period is gone. I can tell you my handwriting is horrible. My handwriting is horrible to the max.
But it has something to do with the nature, a little bit of the nature of the person as well. Yeah, because I do explain to some parents because of my background teaching the gifted pupils. I'll explain it this way. Their CPU is actually faster than the hardware. Their processing unit is going so fast, okay? And the hardware is the hand. The hand could not manage how fast that CPU can manage. That's why the handwriting will just go so fast. And by the time
we meet a lot of children like that, a lot.
Yes, and so then the smarter kids will do this. Okay, since my hardware cannot match my CPU processing speed, then why don't I write pointers? And that is why you see in your child's work, why so little working? So few steps and then got answer. Because they already simplify it, summarize it, and they write a few pointers. So that happens as well.
Yeah. So there's parents who also say a very keen, fast learner but lacks the focus or executive functions. The word is slow down. I think in our Singapore, right, when our children were very young, we were all very keen to how to make my child smarter, how to make my child learn more. but there is actually a lot of value in slow down. So the result is when these children, they grow up to be older, which we have now a lot, is they are all very fast in learning, but they don't have the focus nor the discipline. And so those with the focus and the discipline who may seem slow at first, they are all catching up. And the worst thing is to the chattering of to the horror of the parents of the faster learners is the slower learners are not just catching up. They are learning better, deeper, and more. So it is really the story of the tortoise and the hare. Okay. I have 3 kids, and I can tell you that I see this every day. All right. Your fast learner, right, is you may think, oh, so smart, so fast, so good, the brain so good. It may not be a good thing. All right. You really need to slow down to do the habits that really matter, the sitting down, the thinking through, to train the focus and the discipline. So again, this is not about learning style. All right. This is actually your value system and the traits that you want to train your child in. It's not about learning style. Okay. It isn't. Don't confuse. Okay. Don't confuse.
And since Joe just now mentioned that one parent said about how to make your child learn better and be smarter, right? I still advocate the part about learning through play. In order to internalize some concepts, be it math or science, you really, really need to have that hands-on experience or learn it through play and be there to mold it, to touch it, to put things together, to distribute the items, to know what fraction is, or to, heat up a pot of water, which type of pot you use, what kind of material you use. You have to do it through experience. And by doing that, right, that 5-10 minutes spent will cause your child to internalize that learning so much deeper. My P3 kid actually asked me, Mommy, he was doing some science questions. Mommy, what is nylon? What is plastic? It is so hard to explain what is silk, what is cotton, what is linen. So the best way is to walk away from the table, and we just did a 5-minute walk around the house and pick up things, and he go, oh, this porcelain, this not glass. It's not that everything that breaks is glass. Everything that shatters is glass. It's not true. So wait till the child get to feel and hold the weight, touch it, and then the child will finally understand and can handle P3 topic on materials. Better, right? Why you want to memorize a list of things?
Tactile learner.
Yeah, you must help to connect to the things in the real world, but that takes your time. Do you have the patience?
Yes. So parents, to be honest now, to be a good parent, I mean, to not say a good parent, I mean, you're all the best. By the way, parents, please remember, you're the best parent for your child, okay?
You're the best teacher.
You're the best teacher, you're the best parent, no doubt. Best for your child, okay? So remember this. Like I said, I feel that Singapore parents are very afraid that they are not doing a good job. So I want to affirm you here, you're doing a very good job, okay? The best you can be, okay? So, but I think you need a lot of reminders that you are doing a very good job.
So watch our Kopitalk more.
Yeah, watch our Kopitalk.
We are here to remind you.
Yeah, so be confident, all right? Be hopeful, have hope. Be assured, but most importantly, I think today what we're trying to tell you that there are 2 things that we observe in really very good parenting is first, time. You must invest the time, but because we're also busy every day, we really forget to invest the time, okay? You must invest the time. Second is you must slow down, all right, to
I totally agree.
Yeah, to watch, to observe, to internalize, to enjoy that growing process with your child.
And the other thing I truly believe is to talk to your children, because it's like what Joe said, I must add on, it's easy to invest money. Okay, you just throw the money in, you engage this tutor, that tutor, 3 maths tuitions, double up the Chinese, 1 compo, 1 English, paper 2. It's so easy to invest the money, but it's hard to invest the time to work with your child, to redo the work, to internalize the learning, to ensure that, you know, your child is really understanding the thing that has been taught. And the next thing is invest time to talk to your child, to discuss about things under the sun.
Okay, talking to your child is not like, oh, just at night or you suddenly launch it on your child. No, you will realize the best conversation always takes place over unexpected times, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the driving back home or just sudden, but when it happens, right, you must be aware. You must be aware. The aha moment.
Joe, you are so right. You are so
you must
right.
be aware. Then you must know you need to put away your phone and then engage your child. Yeah.
This morning, the 2-minute talk with my elder son, he said that at the canteen, the lady, there are 2 canteen ladies at the drink store. So one auntie is very good. So I asked, why very good? He said that when auntie pour the soda on the cup, she will ensure that the gas subsides. Then she top it up to the brim for the boys. And she said that is a good auntie. The other auntie will pour the soda in the cup, and then that's it. The boy just take whatever that's there. And for that conversation, I turned it into, you know, another talk. I said, you know, one cares about customer service and the other one just do not care. He just want to pour, pass it, want to attend to the next customer. Yeah, so I just want to use that to build on his character, like, you know, what kind of person you want to be when you grow up, to care about people around you.
Okay.
Let's go on.
Yeah. So there are some checklists that you can use, like Faith mentioned about checking the learning styles of your child. Okay, so this is one. There's a lot.
Then I have a quick suggestion on the next page. What you can do with your kid, highlighter, color code the timetable. So this color coding timetable method works for some special needs children. So I work with my son and we color coded all his timetables since primary 1. And so by looking at the colors, he could memorize all 5 days timetable just by looking at the colors. And these colors are matched to the color of the subject files in school. So they are all interrelated.
Okay, so writing on this, I have mothers who will tell me that, you mean I have to organize everything for my child? I have to teach my child to do this. The answer is yes.
Yes. How old is your child?
Yeah, how old is your child? You cannot expect your child to know this because schools don't teach these skills. And anyway, these skills are actually not the school's job or the teachers. It's at home. Okay, it's a skill that you need to teach your child at home. All right. Okay, another one, auditory learner. All right, so this is a typical checklist. Okay, and
the picture. A long conversation.
This is a writing, reading. This one, I suppose, it is linked to kinesthetic, right?
Okay.
Whereby,
okay.
The mind maps. Okay. Yes. So this is what we do at BlueTree. You know.
Yeah, I love it. I love this when you did it in class. So nice.
Yeah. So the children, they get to, the kinesthetic learner, they get to put all, what they have learned, you know, and then they build this cell model.
Yeah.
Right.
Imagine the kid, right, actually took the plasticine and said, hey, we need to put a wall. And the child actually literally trim it around. And will remember there's this thing called a wall.
Cell wall, yeah. So the in BlueTree, right, we do cater to different learning needs where our program is based on E3 framework. We are very, very aware that children have different learning styles. So we always start with this thing called explore, right? So where we want to introduce a topic, right, we will start with usually like science is an experiment. So parents, do you know what experiment this is about? Do you know which topic?
Okay, so while you are typing in there, I must tell you that when my daughter was doing online learning, this topic at home last year, during the lesson, she go like, Mommy, I need a cup of hot water. I need 3 types of spoons. And all these things can happen online at home. Yeah, Joe, you're really amazing. Like even experiment can happen at home while you're zooming in with the teachers. So she had this setup, and then I cut butter for her while I'm zooming like next to her, you know. So I have to prepare all these things, and she was like next to me, and she was just having the lessons, the science lesson with teacher Hui Ling. And when the lesson ended, then there was a result.
Yeah. Yes, very good, parents. Yes, this topic is about heat. Heat, yes, very good. Heat energy. So yes, you have already guessed it. Some of your properties of materials. Okay, so you have the wood, you have the plastic, and the metal, and we are trying to find out which is the best conductor of heat. Right. Of course, later on, then we'll move on to explain. All right, whereby we will show a question, that is about it's the same, it parallels with the experiment. So this is where the connection will happen. And of course, we will always extend. All right, so we'll extend by asking them, why the sausage, there was a layer of ice when it is out from the fridge. Okay, and what happens if we put it out in the kitchen, whereby it's room temperature. By the way, this question came out in PSLE. Okay, and we spotted this question totally. So we will always do this E3 framework. Again, okay, I cannot say that it will fit your child's learning styles all the time, but our E3 framework, right, definitely tries our best to cater to all learning styles. So at any one time, right, your child is actually learning the best he or she can with us.
Yeah, in fact, extend it to your kitchen. Don't just extend it to BlueTree only. Extend it to your kitchen. Bring your kids to your kitchen, okay, and see things in the fridge.
But again, it takes time, parents. You want to make sure your child is learning very well, right? You really need to take time, and of course, some spontaneity. Sorry about my words. Yeah, you need to think on your feet. It could be a sudden moment, right? And don't be afraid to teach. Don't be afraid. Some parents will say, my science is no good. Don't worry. Yeah, please just go ahead.
Yeah, maybe tonight you can ask your children, what is the color of a prawn? They'll tell you orange. They've never seen a prawn before it's cooked, right? They only see it at the dining table. So this is the question you ask your child, okay? What's the original color of a prawn from the market?
Yeah, just like my youngest, she can tell me that, Mommy, my blood is blue. I was like, huh, what? Why is your blood blue? So she said, then you see, Mommy, my vein is blue, my blood is blue. Yeah, so I was like, I can't cut myself to show her that my blood is red. So I'm still trying to figure out a way. Maybe I'll get a fish or something, I don't know. Okay, so here's the math part.
Yes. So for the math part, right, what we do is we actually measure the circumference of objects. Joe, I need the pictures.
Yes.
Yeah, so instead of just throwing, my picture is not there. Okay, but anyway, you could see that the boys are actually, it's all right. The boys are actually measuring the dustbin there at the right-hand corner. Okay, so actually that helps them to understand what is the relationship between the circumference and the diameter. And that's how the ratio pi comes about. Okay, so some school teachers will conduct the experiment, which is really, really good, but some teachers actually skip it. And most of the parents are very sure, okay, I was taught that way, C equals to pi d, memorize it, don't ask any more questions. So if you can actually discover that relationship, okay, I'm telling you now, okay, parents, if you measure the circumference of any round circular object, it is approximately 3 times the diameter. It's about 3 times the diameter, okay? Everything that you measure, proven. So then it's easier to explain why the math question has to be done with this particular formula, okay? And then the next slide, it will be extending it to real things around you. How much materials is required by the engineer, the architect to fit in all these steel, all these metal to build the Singapore flyer. It's all calculated based on a formula they already know, and then plus other, structural formulas that they need to put this together. Okay. And the next one. Yeah, because of this E3 framework, all our lessons are designed according to this E3 framework. That is how we actually help the unmotivated learners to become very motivated learners. And many parents and new teachers and people that work, the staff that work at BlueTree, they mentioned this thing that Joy and I did not realize, but over the years we did see that happening, that the pupils actually trot into class happily. And they walk out of the class very excited, learning something, either with something in their hands, an experiment, or when they hop into their parents' car, they actually had good conversation. Just now in class, they will always have something good to say about BlueTree. So this helps them to become more confident of themselves, enthusiastic, always looking forward to learn new things at BlueTree. And with all these things put in place, don't worry, the marks will come eventually, right?
Yeah, maybe when we first started out the E3 framework, right, it was really from the heart of just helping the children, giving a structure.
Because we can't do all this in school.
Yeah, you can't do this in school, that's right. And we wanted to really transform the way that the children learn. So one of the things that I for my own teaching philosophy is teach the way that the children want to learn, which is linked to our learning style topic today, right? Teach the way that the children wants to learn. But as a teacher, I'm very aware of the challenges, because you have a class of 40, 38, in that class, there will be so many different types of learning styles, and not to mention about the classroom management, there's a lot of things. So for a very long time, right, we really just want to help the children to gain the best of what they are learning, right? So this E3 framework, right, turns out to be very powerful. And now that some of our children are already older, they come back and then they will share with us, when we were at BlueTree, you taught me this, and now I can actually use this skill, continue with this skill in my A-level, in my university. And that's like, for us, it's like, wow, right? A true extension, a true show of what E3 framework could do. Okay, so now if you have a primary 6 child, okay, we always use this to remind the parents, okay, that now we are in April, okay, it's time to revise and consolidate. Yeah, very fast.
Tomorrow is April.
Yes, it's very fast. People say that COVID went by with a blink of an eye, that COVID year last year. I feel that 2021 is worse. I don't know, is it my age or what? I don't know what's happening. March is like gone, term 1 is gone, and then now it's term 2. Okay, so if you have a primary 6 child, you definitely have to know this, because actually July is their prelims oral. So we are like technically 3 months away. That's like 12 weeks away. So if you have a primary 6 child, right, please focus on the language oral skills. Okay, you don't have a lot of time already. Then
Jo mentioned July. She meant like prelims.
Prelims.
Then the actual is in August, just 1 month.
Correct. Yeah, but you want to help your child to get ready, lah. And after the PSLE oral, right, I tell you, is Zoom. It's going to be Zoom. Listening comprehension will happen along with the main papers prelims. You have paper 1, paper 2. In fact, after the August oral, right, okay, the school syllabus must be all done. If not, it will be very hard for the teachers to conduct any real teaching, because it's just prelim, exam, a lot of exams. And 30th September is the first paper 1, English paper. All right, and PSLE will end in 6th of October. Okay, so if you are keen, all right, you have a PSLE child, and if you are keen to help your child, all right, we have our PPC program. We're still taking in students, not many slots left. And it's only for 35 students for our, we have a second class. So if you are interested, okay, you can always email us at contact@BlueTree Education.com. we'll follow up with more information about our PSLE prep program. It's a 1 hour online lesson conducted by myself and Faith, 1 hour each for math, 1 hour for science, 1 hour on different days. Okay, and your child will get learning materials. The materials is also marked. There's homework. Your child can always ask us any question, and we will also teach your child, what are the examination skills, the habits, the techniques, everything that's needed in order to do the PSLE very well. Okay, a lot of parents actually sign up for this program because they mentioned that they do not know how to revise with their child, so they prefer to sign up for this program, with the expert teachers, which is us, so that we will help them to guide their child to revise and consolidate for PSLE.
The best part is you get to watch all the 27 videos times 2 subjects, 54 videos from now till PSLE. All right. All the videos will be made available. They are not deleted. So you can be watching on the 10th lesson, you could be watching the first and second video, keep revising and keep rewatching, fast forward, backtrack, and zoom into the portion that you want to listen in again.
That's right. So some things like that, there's a parent who asks about, my child doesn't just going through the motion of highlighting, right? Doesn't know what is she highlighting. Yeah. So things like that, we will also teach in the PSLE prep program. We will teach the children how to highlight, how to make your thinking visible. So skills like this will be taught explicitly.
And which is the most important keywords to use for science to gain that point, and for mathematics, which is the most important step that you need to present to get your method mark. The children, I think now has been trained already, like what I really want to see. That is the 1 method mark awarded at PSLE. Otherwise, you write so many steps, you don't get to the gist of it. You're just wasting a lot of time on the paper.
Correct. Okay, so again, welcome to email us at contact@bluetreeeducation.com. You don't have to email a lot, you just write PPC. Yeah, just write in the title PPC and leave down your number, and somebody will contact you to let you know more. It could be Faith, it could be myself. Okay, we'll call you, and then we'll also find out more about your child. Okay, we don't believe in like jumping into the program straight away. Okay, we always like to find out a little bit more background about your child. What are the challenges? What's your child's academic goals? Okay, we'll find out more before we will tell you whether the PPC program is suitable, right? Okay, thank you very much for joining us today. It's very fun to be doing the Kopitalk. Okay,
yeah, let us know if you like more of such Kopitalk
or
the serious webinar. Which one do you like?
This is the second Kopitalk that we have, and to be honest, we always want to do things meaningfully, right? So we would like to know whether you would like us to have more Kopitalk, and if it's yes, what other topics would you like us to go through, to chit chat with you. So could you just leave down in the comment chat if you would like more Kopitalk, just write why. Oh, thank you, Hui.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hui. Thank you. Yeah, you just write why. Just write why to let me know whether you would like more Kopitalk and what are the topics maybe you would like us to talk about.
Yeah, like yes.
Yeah, like why, yes. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Eunice. Oh, thank you so much.
We feel very, very encouraged. And
please, actually, I know that Singaporeans are not very open about praises, but we need, okay. As teachers, right, we need all this to fuel us. Positive affirmation. Just keep telling us, if we have been doing a good job, please tell us. Yeah, we're also like children. Yeah.
It's been 20 years and the flame is still burning. So keep it.
Thank you, Katrina. Yeah, thank you, Doreen. Yeah, thank you. Yes, to as you all know, it's not easy to be a teacher, okay, because there's a lot of work to be done with our young. We have to be very careful and also be very deliberate at the same time. So it is always nice to hear parents affirming us, giving us feedback, telling us what we can do better. You know, these are really fuel. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
If your children is with us at BlueTree and taught by the other teachers at BlueTree, yes, please, thank them, write in testimonials. They will be very, very thankful.
Thank you,
It will
Melissa.
encourage them to do more for your child.
Yeah, we really thrive on this. So if your child is with BlueTree and you really think that we have been doing a good job, don't hesitate to send an email, okay, and a message. Yeah, just send in, just message,
Tell the teachers.
Yeah, just tell the teachers. And if you have, just keep on sending in. Yeah, we thrive on this. Yeah, we really love it.
And
Yeah.
if you are not a BlueTree client yet, or your children have not experienced lessons with us yet, just come and join us. Contact at BlueTreeEducation.com. And if you have not heard that we are open at Seletar Mall, there's free trial sessions going on at that outlet at
Seletar Mall.
Only at Seletar Mall. Okay, so just write in and we'll get in touch with you.
Correct. So if you are keen to have a trial lesson with us at Seletar Mall, come drop in and leave your details. Like Faith says, it's free trials. Okay, at Seletar Mall.
We're on the fourth floor.
04-15. Just next to the playground.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, Melissa, thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. All right. So we would think that it is positive, and that we will continue. You would like us to continue doing more Kopitalks. Okay. By the way, we got a lot of free resources that you can also use to help your child. Okay. So if you go to our website, we got a lot of free study notes, very good ones. All right. You can also subscribe to our email, subscribe to our Telegram channel, subscribe to our YouTube. Okay. We got a lot of free resources. We are big fans of, we want to help. Okay, we always want to help. Whether your child, of course, if your child is BT kid, sorry lah, they will be more taken care of lah. Okay, but if your child is not, we will also have a lot of resources. Okay, but though, okay, not at the moment, we still can't find a good
yes.
place.
Let us know.
Let us know if you can find a good, nice place. Let us know.
Let us know where would you like us to open.
Let us know where you would like us to open. We
North,
can
south,
try.
east,
West, no.
Why not? Why not?
East. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Have a good lunch, everybody. And
today is Thursday, so enjoy your long weekend.
Today's Wednesday.
Oh, today's Wednesday. I thought today's Thursday. Okay, so one more day to go. 加油, one more day to go, and then
one more day to
weekend.
Good Friday. The Good Friday. By the way, lots of good places to bring your child to the on this Good Friday. The new OCBC walk at the Botanic Gardens, the new green corridor, and lots of nice nature places to go to. I went to the green rail corridor. Oh, it's very nice. Lots of nature. Can do somewhat forest bathing. Now it's the in trend. Bathe in the forest. Okay, so bring your children out, enjoy some bonding time. Okay, this weekend. Okay, I'll see you all soon. Okay,
thank you very much. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Bye bye.